likes cats, and especially sharks that have enveloped cats, like cats wearing shark hats. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this is gonna be okay. I know it's not completely straight, but I have the camera kind of precariously balanced onto some like boards and tissues and whatnot. Good morning everyone. So, as you all know, sometimes when I fly to Asia, sometimes I find a Daiso in the area, in the country, and then I do a big haul like this. Just to make sure, okay. This year, I have gone off to Taiwan, to Taipei, which I have actually lived in before many years ago, just for a year when I was studying abroad. So it was a great kind of like a little coming back and kind of just like visiting the country, which is really great. Unfortunately, Daiso Taiwan, I feel like didn't have as many like local goods. Like, yeah, they had some like pottery and stuff like that, but I didn't really feel like they had a lot of things that were like, I would say like specific to Taiwan. Like it wasn't as fun as when I went to Daiso Korea, or I guess like Daiso Japan. But what I did end up doing is, you can see it's a huge bag here. I like to pick up trash along the way. I like to just go to like various kind of, what do they call it? They kind of have these like shops where it's for like kitchen goods and like various like batteries and just kind of these like mixed shops. And I think that they're very similar to like dollar stores elsewhere, but they're not exactly dollar stores, but they're kind of like these like 杂货店. Kind of these like mixed goods stores. So what I've done is I've put that in here. I've put a lot of things actually in here. So let's start. So I'll tell you which of the things that I got in Daiso and then which of the things I got elsewhere. Should I put that here? Should I put that here? This is teak, and the person that was living here was like, be careful with the teak wood. I'm like, okay. First up, from Daiso, these are not very interesting, but I typically, like when I go to Daiso, I get very practical, utilitarian things that I figure sometimes I can't get either in the States or in the UK because like the sizing is usually really big there. So I got these two stainless steel square trays. You can't put them in the microwave. You cannot put them in the oven. You cannot put them in the dishwasher. Why do we have this? No, I think I got these because sometimes when I'm putting ingredients together and they happen to be small ingredients, I like to have just small trays like this. I did kind of feel like I could have put them in the oven, but now that I see that you cannot, well, oh well. So I got two of these. The reason also, you know, I like that they're non-reflective. They had some of the bigger trays that you could see yourself in and it was like in a mirror. So it's not that great for filming because then you can see me like hover over with the camera. But this one's kind of, I guess you can still see me, but it's slightly matted. So also from Daiso, this tart pan with a removable bottom. Also, you can't really see it because it's not that reflective. I would hope that this can fit into the, yeah, this is for the oven, not dishwasher safe, not microwave safe, not direct flame. I like this one because it is 18 centimeters and sometimes it's hard for me to find, I guess, smaller pans when I'm not abroad. And so, yeah, like when I make desserts, I tell you all this all the time, but when I make desserts, I don't like to make big ones just because you have to eat all of the big ones. But if you make a small one, it's still really pretty. You can still film it, but you don't have to eat like this large portion. Next thing from Daiso is, what do I call this? It's like a net tray. What would they put on it? Like karaage, like fried chicken or like fried pork cutlets, I kind of just got it for a little bit of food styling, right? So typically like after you're done frying, you can just put, you know, like some cabbage or leaves and then your fried goods on top, and it's, yeah, it's cute. Okay. There was a photo that I took that was an inspiration for pretty much everything. I'm really into the kind of like the Asian aesthetic of kind of like how street tables, like street vendors set up their tables. And so you would think that you could get this in the UK or like possibly like in the US, but like sometimes like once you go back home, because they don't use these types of like little gadgets or little things there, they just don't sell them. It's not the same, right? So I got this from Daiso, which is like a baby sauce pour. Could be for oil, could be for soy sauce, and it's just smaller, and it has this like it's not good, this is very plastic heavy, but this like plastic cover on top that makes it kind of more Asian looking, okay? So yeah, Asian, kind of like Japanese, Taiwanese looking. So I got something like this just so that I could set up the tables later on when we go back home to kind of like mimic this street table, you know, vibe, okay? And a lot of it is after street table. Oh no, next thing from Daiso is, so I had to get something cute, right? So this is just like a food timer. It's a food timer. We'll put it on our refrigerator, and it's just of a tiger. I don't know how long things from Daiso last. Like I haven't really tested it like that, but I thought that this is really cute, and we could put it on our refrigerator and have it remind us of Asia. It just has like the minutes, the seconds, start, stop, you know, your basic thing. So next, I mean, this is so not interesting. I am so sorry. This is such a boring haul. These are the ones that I got from, so I lived right by Shida, which is like NTNU campus. And so around that area, because it's like a big student area, I mean, around Taipei anyways, there's a lot of like restaurants, there's a lot of street food stalls. And so they all have these, like they all go to these like, you know, general stores, and they pick up units like this. And I just got like a mom and a dad kind of, mom and a dad. I got like a parent and child type, again, squirt bottles that you would think like, oh, they definitely have this at kitchen, you know, equipment stores in the UK. Yes, they do, but not in this style. Like this is a very like Asian-esque style. Yeah, it's one of those things where like if you're into food styling, food photography, and you go elsewhere, you know, in the world, you just pick up on these like, yeah, like that's not exactly the way that they would do it in the UK or the US. Did I get this at Daiso? No, I think I got this somewhere else. So all of these have been, I would say like around £1. I think the trays were a little bit more. Yeah, the trays were like maybe like $2 or $3 each, but most of them have been quite like maybe like $5 or less. One thing that I mean, it should be, but one thing that I have noticed is just that like Taiwanese prices, oh boy, like sometimes you think like, oh, Seoul, very expensive city, it's very known for that. Shanghai, expensive city. London, expensive city. Taipei, expensive city. But I also think it's just because like goods, like now people know, like even for a place like Daiso, goods are not inexpensive. Like they either cost the environment something, they cost the factory something, they cost people something. You know, not that people necessarily get their fair share of wages. But anyways, most things are just more expensive now. Like the way that I used to think was like, oh, everything's just like a dollar, and it's not, right? So something like this, this is like a smaller, I'd say like a sauce thing. Ooh, okay. Slightly running out of battery. Okay, this is like a small kind of sauce pot thing. It looks very much like a tea pourer, but it is not. It is a sauce thing. So again, part of my outdoor restaurant aesthetic. Okay, this is a cool piece of equipment that this is totally at my This is my jam. This is a grater, but it is a wooden grater that has like the metal, I don't know what this is, like brass. But what's really neat about it is there's this stamp on it that's like maybe like a camel brand in Taiwan, in Taipei. This was around, let's see, this was around $5 US, but very much worth it. Like I think you'd grate like daikon or you'd grate like carrots or something on this, and it's just like the stamp is so pretty. Okay. Oh, well, I guess along the same lines, I also got this one. I know it's absolutely ugly. The green color is absolutely like outrageous and kind of heinous, but I also really like kind of the aesthetic of mixing like plastics with natural material. I know this all sounds bad from like an environmental perspective, but this also kind of like gives like a little bit of like a retro, but also like kind of like an East Asia vibrant vibe, if you get what I'm saying. So like I don't like, it used to be that my aesthetic was more like this and it would be really boring. Like I would have like Japanese pottery, there'd be like little speckles on it, there'd be wood. It would just be really boring. And I just feel like now, like I like mixing like these colors, like they're really pretty, and it is also a part of like kind of how pretty much how Asia looks, is this mixing of like plastic and natural material. Same thing, gosh, I got so many of these, I don't know how I'm gonna fit them in the box. Luggage, green thing, also a pourer. I like the shapes. It just reminds me of Asia. This one, did I get in Daiso? No, I didn't get this one in Daiso, but it's a toothpick holder. So I had 2 of these that I bought randomly at different stores. A red one and a blue one, and the blue one has like little pelican birds on it, which surprisingly, not surprisingly, because Taiwan's super tropical, but there are a lot of different birds in this country. I'm just walking the park and I just see like birds, like different birds though. Anyways, this kind of like blue band, white band, you can't find this, definitely not in the UK. Maybe in the US, but definitely not in the UK. It's like cute. It's cute. It's very, like it has that East Asian vibe. Is this from Daiso? I don't know. This is just like a seasoning shaker. I kind of just like this because it was smaller. Usually like in the UK, when you get a shaker like this, it's usually for like powdered sugar, so it's quite a big one. And because I just go around the street, I kind of see like what people are putting on their tables when they set up, and I really like that. This one I just got because it's a measuring cup, so it has like a cup, 3/4, half. Taiwan is so, I think like influenced by the US that a lot of the times like you don't always just see things in like grams or like milliliters, but like they'll have like cups, and this was just so utilitarian, right? Because it's like steel, but then at the same time you can measure your cups right in this one cup instead of having to, you know, fiddle around with like different measuring cups and different kinds of things. These are kind of the plastic trays that they usually like will hold these other things in, and I just thought it was an interesting color, although I would have liked to get a red one, I think. Okay, so there's that, 2 different sizes, and I did get, it's so much trash, right? You're just looking and you're like, gosh, like how is your kitchen possibly going to accept this intake of random crap that you've just bought on the street again? I saw a photograph of this like maybe 2 years ago where they stuck Japanese like just baby eggplants, and it was at a stall, like a vegetable stall, and they just paired eggplants in these small baskets, and it was so pretty. And when I tried to find it in the UK, like even in like, usually like I'll go into like Indian grocery stores or South Asian grocery stores, I couldn't find them because usually the size is just so much bigger. And I found these and they were really small, and I thought, worth it. Uh-oh, it's gonna fall again, it's gonna fall again. These are from Daiso. again, very utilitarian. I had bought, oh, here's the receipt from Daiso. Yeah, most of the things were like $4, $4 or $5 or less. So I ended up spending a fair bit there, even though I bought like nothing. A couple of years ago when I went to Korea, I bought one of like these bowls. This is reflective, but I like these because they're kind of Korean-esque bowls, but they have them a lot here in Taiwan too. They're double layered, right? Stainless steel, double layered, and then there's like a kind of like a section of air in between. And they're really great because if you are somebody that's into soups, into noodles, and you just want to take it like immediately, these keep cool because there is that layer of air in between, and it's just like double layered. So you're not putting your hands directly on something that's hot. And so I ended up buying them in just different sizes. They're stainless steel, so generally okay, if not just for the leaching, but you're gonna have to look into it. But yeah, I thought that they were really convenient for anything that's like hot. And yeah, they're just like very clean looking. So that's, you know, really nice as well. This is literally just stuff that I picked up on the side of the street. I don't know about this one, but I kind of felt like it looked okay. At first I thought it was for mayonnaise, and then now I just see that there are big holes on top, so I don't know, anything that'll fit there, and maybe it can still be for mayonnaise. It's a little bit on the bigger side, whatever. Okay, we're almost there. There's just a couple left. Oh gosh, I got 2 of these. Also, toothpick. I don't know why I got 2 of those. That was kind of mostly everything. I mean, I ended up going to, these are like stuff that, I got a lot of capsule balls. I can probably show you what I get later. And then there's like a lot of stationery stores, so just highlighters. I really like highlighters. Yeah. I highlight all of my books. Like anytime, you know how like some people when they sell their books like secondhand and it looks absolutely like perfect and immaculate? That is not my books. Yeah. I just highlight and I put notes on everything so that, you know, you barely need to read the book. You just read the highlights, it's great. Yeah, I went to a stationery store and these were just like, Taiwan really likes cats and especially sharks that have enveloped cats, like cats wearing shark hats, essentially. So that's that, just like little stamps like this. I also really like lead, is that okay? I also really like lead pencils, like, yeah, I just really like them. So, so I have those. So yeah, I feel like I should move this over so that you can see more of it. So yes, that is it for my Daiso / general Taiwanese store haul. I hope you have all enjoyed this. As usual, absolutely not necessary and could be trash to somebody else's eye, but clearly a treasure in mine. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that haul, and yeah, I'll try to link to other hauls, and yeah, I'll see you all at home. Okay, bye.